Hey guys, I am really excited to share a game with you today that I have been playing a lot called Luma Island, and I'm really excited to show it to you. So let's just go ahead and get into it. I'm going to load a game that I've already had going. I'm on day 102, as you can see. Ugh. Let's go. That load was so slow. Gotta stretch. Just woke up. So there's a lot of things that I really like about Luma Island. One big thing is you have, so this is my inventory and like there's no limit. So like if I was to have more, it would just increase. I wouldn't need to store things in a box or anything. So that's number one that I really like. Also, there's like no stamina limits. So like if I went out here and I'm, hoeing some crops, there's no stamina bar. So like you literally can do as much as you possibly want. And then also it's like they have different, so as you progress you get access to more things that you can build. And one thing I really like is they have like sprinklers, which is great, but also just this garden hose by itself, I mean, for the most part, I don't really know if you need a sprinkler because like just walking up, dang it, I hate when I do that. Just walking up, you can just do this. And that's so much easier to me than like having to go plant by plant and water individually. Now, one thing I really actually don't like is see where I accidentally hoed the ground. This is the only way to cover it. You literally have to put like hay or oh, this is gonna be difficult because of the, there we go. That's it. You can plant grass, and even like when you see the ground starts to turn brown, you literally could like cover it with grass. But I just hate that the only way to cover it is with like, you can use sand, gravel, or grass. These are all of my different animals, and the big thing with Luma Island is you get these creatures called Lumas. They give you those little, it's gonna clean up a little, don't mind me. These things grow in the same spot like every day. But you have these little Lumas that give you these energy that help you when you're crafting stuff for your different profession. So I've tried a few different professions as I've been doing this, and right now which one am I on? A skilled blacksmith. So like I did Master Treasure Hunter to a point, to where they want you to create a pirate's ghost cannon, and the like amount of ingredients you need to make it is crazy. And the same thing is true for like become a master cook. It's like the very last thing you have to do is like insanely high in terms of like the ingredients. So I've just been slowly going and doing like small little ones and like building up to that last task and just doing that. So there's like 6 different is there 6? There's more than that. I don't know, there's like 9. I don't know. There's a bunch of different professions you can choose, and that's how you unlock some of these. So like you don't get these 2 on the side here unless you have unlocked like treasure hunter profession, and then you don't get these 2 in the middle unless you have done the blacksmith one. And so like then this stove for like cooking. So you can see this is the one that I need to make, and it's the mangoes. The strawberries I actually think are pretty easy because you can just craft as many as you want, but some of the individual plants, when you have them, you have to fertilize them. So like, I'll show you with the apple trees. The apple trees aren't a big deal to me because, dang it, why did I go this way? apple trees aren't a big deal to me because they're some of the first plants that you can get. But like you have to fertilize them with farm fertilizer, and so some of the other plants, as you progress, you have to fertilize them with ingredients that only come from different areas. So like your main area where you first start is the farm, and then you get access to the forest, and then you get access to the mountain, and then you get access to the jungle. And so some of the plants, for instance, you have to, like these mangoes, you have to use jungle fertilizer. And so like if you're trying to do 100 mangoes and they come on trees and they only come one, like, mango at a time, you have to get 100 of the jungle fertilizer. And the way to create those is with wood. And so like each area that you go in until you increase your different tools, it is very difficult to chop it down. So like now, because my tool is so upgraded on the axe, it's like if I want to chop down a tree, it's 2 hits. But if I went to the jungle, it's very different. But this is my house. Isn't it cute? I will say, as much as I love it, you don't get to decorate. So like this is just what the house looks like. It comes this way, like upstairs. It's cute though. Don't get me wrong. It's cute. Little bed. Not sleepy yet. But each of these different houses, you get access to them as you progress through different areas. Like I said, the forest, the mountains, and the jungle. So down in the basement, I can actually teleport because this is the one that I got from the mountains. You can teleport to the mountains and to the forest, which is great. So I don't have to walk all the way there. Let's see. So my main thing that I'm doing now is I'm working on getting this tong. So I need more. If you see over on the left, it'll tell you what each of the individual ingredients are as you're learning, and then what you need to make those. So like copper bar, I need more copper. Each of the different areas has different mine. So like right here is the farm mine, which is where you would get copper. And so as you go in here, you have to light this whole area up yourself. So you have to create torches as you're going through. Because if you don't, like I'll show you. Hold on, I gotta get in the dark. It literally starts to close in on you, and then you get kicked out of the area. So you just kind of have to walk. You can see where I've been trying to, farm some stuff. So you just place a torch. So it'd be easier, I'm sure, if I had. The torch is next to it, but I'm lazy. So that's copper. That's what I need. And then this stuff over here is charcoal. Also, when you're first starting out, if you hit these, like these jewels, they make a much louder noise, which causes spiders to drop out. So if you don't like spiders, this is your warning. There are spiders. But I just need to get enough copper so that I can make... Ooh, nice. So that I can make the tongs for the profession that I'm working on. Also, even when I was telling you about the mountains and the jungle, neither of those are easy to get to. Like, you have to fix like a trolley system in town for the mountains, and then you have to fix a boat and a lighthouse in town. So you have to fix a boat at your place and then a lighthouse in town before you even get access to the jungle. So it's all kind of like progression based, as you continue to go further, you can get access. Is this the wall? I've never come across the wall. I guess there is a limit. I didn't actually know if there was a limit. I was like, can you just do whatever you want? Where is the kappa? Also, there's not really repercussions for the most part for dying or getting hit with something. You just kind of like you just kind of reappear. See that noise? Spider. There it is. But like I said, because I've like been leveling up stuff, he's done. But if I was in like the jungle mine, it's like 10 hits. Because I haven't really progressed all of my tools up. Oh, I haven't before. But someone's gonna tell you this. Look, just go into the dark. Disappear. And then I don't have to worry about finding my way out of the mine. Because that's always fun. So now I need to make some... How many was it? I only needed 4. That's fine. So I'll let that cook. And in the meantime, I think I'll just farm some stuff. Also, when you first get your hoe, it's the same thing as like in Stardew Valley or, I mean, most games that as you upgrade your tool, you get the ability to like hoe more than just... I love that I just keep saying hoe instead of harvest. One spot. And I think something that's really cool too, I don't know if you saw like the little gold thing that popped up just a second ago with the strawberry. So there are these things called ever seeds, where as you get them, even if it's a crop that typically would disappear, like you would only get 1 out of. So like some of the strawberries that I had, because I'm just trying to get 500 strawberries, like because you see the green icon down at the top, that signifies that it's just the once. But with like the gold here, it shows you like that will never run out. Like I will just continue to have this strawberry everseed forever. And what's really cool too is that like if I was to get rid of it, I just get the seed again. Like it doesn't, I don't lose it, which I think is really cool. So if I just want to change the crops, but I don't want to go buy more, I can just get rid of the everseed and put it, and it's in my inventory for whenever, next time. So, love that. Let me water some stuff. But if you have crops that do continue to grow over time, even though they're not ever seeds, for instance, like grapes, you have to fertilize them, which is fine. That's why I don't have a ton of them. How much of the jungle? 7. Okay. Sorry. I'm just going about my normal business. These Luma are so funny. Gets like a little... Do you see him? He has glasses. They're cute, but they each live in these. So like 2 of them are in there. 2 of them are in there. Look at this snail on a skateboard. You wish you were that cool. And then I have like a dragon. The dog isn't a Luma, but you can still store it in there. And a crab. You see him over there? Anyways, another cool thing is like there's no repercussions for staying up all night. Like it just starts a new day, which I think is fun. basically, for the most part, there's just not repercussions in this game. You don't get punished, which I like, because I know a lot of games there are like repercussions or punishments for the things that you do. So because I completed that, now it's like it wants me to craft a bucket, but I need I haven't made any of the silver. So that's what this is basically you put the silver rubble into the refinery and it makes it. But that's my first time doing it because I didn't have access to do anything with that stuff until I started the blacksmith profession. So beforehand, all I could do was basically cook. And so each of these professions, this is how you can make money. So like you start out with bread, it's 1,000 coins, 1,200, 1,400. Like it slowly progresses until like this one is 14,000. And then like once I finish the royal cake, it's literally 100,000 coins. And it's like similar with the treasure is like, again, it's the same progression. So just put, like whatever profession you choose, this is how you make money. And I think it's cool that you don't have to, it's like, it's not super difficult to change profession. So like when I kind of hit the wall with baking, I just went and purchased another one. I'll show you where you go and choose your profession. What is wrong with my brain? How many did it say I needed? 4. Okay. While that's working, I'll go, I don't know if he'll be there. So this little trailer, this is what you initially get for your home. Sometimes I just think it's easier to, you just literally end the day and it starts the next one. It's just easier to get to the bed in there. Like I think the house is so cute, but you have to walk upstairs versus just in here. I just open it and bam, I'm there. So those are ready. Let's make our bucket. And then all of your quests are like stored in here. Now, cutlery. Need to work on that. So what do I need? Oh, I can make that right now. Cool. So like mushrooms create leather. And then like cotton creates cloth. And at first you don't necessarily use a lot of this stuff. So I would say because your inventory is unlimited, I would just use and like keep everything. Like unless it's specifically something you're making to sell. And you can sell from any store. So like here, go in and like, okay, what do I want to sell? So like this web junk, it has no purpose apart from selling it. However, sometimes when you're in temples, and I can show you one of those, but when you're in temples to open certain doors, you actually need stuff like this. So when in doubt, I would just keep everything except for the stuff that you're specifically making. So like the tongs, I don't need them. And so I can sell that for 3,000 coins. Also, this is where you upgrade your tools. And it tells you like what ingredients you need. Ooh, I can upgrade that. Let's do it. Yeah. And so again, like this is also where you get like your crops and your animals. And they unlock over time. Like you don't get all of them at once. You get them as time progresses. Sorry this looks laggy. It's my computer. When I'm playing it on my Steam Deck, it doesn't lag. So this is the Herbert. And you can see this is where you change progression. Initially, it's like you choose one, it has no cost. And then I think it was like 1,000 coins. And then now it was 10,000 coins. And then now for me to change again, it's literally 30,000 coins because like you're adding each of them. So when I hit the wall, I can't wait to do the archaeologist one, but I want to wait because it says the difficulty is so hard. I want to wait until I'm like fully ready and have everything leveled up and whatever. So I don't know which, I might do jewelry craft. Fishing is hard. It is so hard. Like, I wish I could say it was easy, but I actually really struggle with the fishing because it's not, you have to like follow the fish. It's not, also I'll show you where the mountain is. You have to follow the fish, not just reel them in. So you, like, an earthquake also happens where like this shop gets trashed and you have to build it back. And then this right here is what takes you up to the mountain. And it's the same thing, like it gets hurt, broken in the earthquake and you have to fix it. Also, there is one other thing that I don't love, and they're supposed to be working on fixing and like giving you the option, is that you can't change your clothes. So whatever you start the game with, that is what you will wear for the entirety of the game. They're supposed to be adding like a mirror into the house. I think that will allow you to switch it, but they have not done that yet. Or they did try it already and it was like super glitchy. So I'm hopeful that it comes back in the future because I really would love to change my clothes. Okay. So now I need... Did it say I needed cloth? Yeah. I only needed one. So. Cutlery. So this is just kind of what you do for your professions. I don't want to show you. They can take you into a temple. I'll just take you first into the temple here on the farm because it's like by far the easiest. So they look like this. On some cases, a lot of the other areas, you have to unlock them. So you have to figure out like a puzzle first. But yeah. So this is an example of like what I would need. I can't do anything with this because I don't have the archaeologist profession. So I would like, once I decide to do that, be able to do this. But you just go through and you basically, it's like little basic puzzles or just figuring out how to open and unlock the next area. I'm not going to do it all right now because I don't really have any need. But that's how you get temples, is typically it's how you end up with like a Luma egg so that you can hatch those, which I'll show you how you do that. So basically in here, you're getting all of these different water spirit, rock spirit energies from all the different things that you do. And so then you use them for different creation. So like if I would craft this, and then when I get an egg, I won't necessarily know what animal it is at first, but so you can see I got each of these eggs. Like I don't think I purchased any of them. I think they all came from like temples. And then you just like hatch them in here. Their primary thing that they do is that you'll notice, so even the cat and dog does this, where I'll see if I can get it to do it. It'll go somewhere and then start meowing. Okay. It's like looking for a treasure. Oh, we're not going in the house. But like it'll look for like a treasure chest. And then tell you where to dig. See, I told you, they grow here every day. Super annoying. But I like my little farm. It's cute. I'm gonna show you fishing. Now there's two different things is when you're doing like the when you're doing the treasure hunter profession, you use these like metal baits, or yeah, metal magnets in each of the different areas. So like, because you get copper on the farm, you use the copper magnets. Because you get iron in the forest, you use iron magnets in the water there. Moonstone is for mountains, and then volcanic is for the jungle. And so like, if you walk up to the ocean, you see the bubbles, that is how you can get the treasure that you can build stuff with. And you don't even have to necessarily fully hit it. So I'm going to change it to, that's farm, this is farm bait. So you need to make sure that you use bait that's native to that area. So I'm going to try and get this fish. I am really bad at fishing. Also, my computer is, like I said, is lagging. Okay. So he comes over. I have to literally chase him. I'm so bad at it. It's not as hard on the farm than the other areas. Good night. I'm not good at it. But I'll try it eventually. This is how I get to the jungle. I'll just take you to the jungle. Welcome to the jungle. And I'll even show you, like, there's this little, look at this thing. I hate it. It just, every time it hits you, like, your inventory just pops out, and it's, have to hit him so many times. And then he does that, and your world goes, like, topsy-turvy. And so even though, like, I have a fairly highly upgraded whip, it takes a while. These little things too, if you ever see them, search them, because that will help you so much when you start the treasure profession, even if you don't do it at first. It was so helpful that I just kept all of that in my inventory. This right here is the mine for, also in the water, if you notice where the ground is a little bit higher, you can typically walk on it. And in each area, you'll get the opportunity to, like, build. Do I have enough? I do not. I have nothing. You can build the different tool things, whatever, outside of the mine. So just to even show you kind of you know, I did 2 hits before. That's not 2 hits. That's 4, and that is with a tool that has been upgraded to at least the level that you probably should be when you start, like, mining in this area. When I first was doing it, though, it was like 10 hits. It was ridiculous. But this has just been a little look at Luma Island, which I love a lot. Maybe I should try and find a puzzle so you guys can see that. It would be way too much effort here. It would be easier on the farm for me to show you, because I didn't realize that they were like puzzles at first. I just thought, I didn't know what they were. So, to find one. I think there's one over here. So, like, some of them are like, you'll find like fireflies, like yellow fireflies that you have to bring over to a different area, or like this one is a memory thing. So you hit this, red, blue, green, blue, green. Oh God, I have such a bad memory. Red, blue, green, blue. Yeah. And so they progressively get harder on like this one. But there's different puzzles and stuff that you can do like that, which help you get treasure chests. This like nest here is like there's a bird that flies around that you're supposed to follow it, and if you correctly follow it, you get a treasure chest. I still have no idea how to open this one. I literally don't know. It just shows to, I don't know. I don't know how you open it. Couldn't tell you. Another great thing about this game is, say I am done, progress is saved, it'll just take me right back to where I was. See, my game, my computer, my thing must not be whatever. But that was just a little look at Luma Island. I've had a lot of fun playing it, and I like that you can choose the different professions and like build those up, and you don't just get stuck doing one thing. So I've had a lot of fun doing it. I think you should check it out. I definitely think it's worth it. But I just hope that you get the ability to change your outfits, because I love changing my outfits. Anyways, well, that's all for today, and I will see you back here next time.